you know who's not ecstatic and gaining money, it seems? Klarna, dude. And if you haven't heard of Klarna, you've heard of buy now, pay later. Okay, Klarna is one of the top. There's a few I'm sure everyone's heard of and they're using, but Klarna is at one of the top, mainly due to their integration with DoorDash. We'll get to it in a minute. But Klarna has claimed that their losses have now doubled in Q1 of 2025, making it not good. Upwards of $136 to $150 million has been reported as a loss for Klarna in Q1 of 2025 due to the mere fact that Americans aren't paying back their debts.
What are we doing?
So for those of you who don't know, Klarna is this third-party app, mainly known for its DoorDash integration that takes your $17 burrito, okay, the burrito that naturally would cost you $10 to $11 in the restaurant, but you don't want to actually have to get up out of your apartment, out of your bed, into your car and drive to said restaurant, interact with another human being, and then drive all the way back to your place of residence to eat said burrito, because Lord knows you're not doing it in said restaurant, because that just leaves more opportunity for more interaction with other human beings. And all of that just seems like a big waste of your time. So instead, we're going to pay $8 to $10 more for said food item and get it through DoorDash. But wait, what could be better than the saving grace of Klarna? Because upon checkout, you not have to pay. You shouldn't have to pay the full cost of that burrito right here and now. You deserve a break.
What are we doing?
Choose to take that burrito and put it into 4 separate, equally priced payments of $4.26. Because let's face it, the citizens of the United States don't have $17 to pay for a burrito. So why not? You know what I mean? Why not? As a psychological fuck you to the establishment, okay? Put everything on Klarna and pay later.
What are we doing?
Because that's the game. That's the game. Psychologically, as a human being, you would rather only pay $4 now for a burrito than $17. They get their money, Taco Bell gets their money, you get a Crunchwrap Supreme, and it only costs you 25% of the deal. You just got 75% off your Taco Bell order, and that is a win on a Tuesday.
What are we doing?
Now, yeah, sure, we got it next week. They'll take another $4.36. The week after that, they'll take another $4.36. And the week after that, we'll complete your 4 payment plan for your Crunchwrap Supreme that you got 4 weeks ago that wasn't really that great anyways, because by the time the DoorDasher got it to your house, because Lord knows he was dropping off 12 other orders at the same time, it was kind of cold and you had to let it sit because you're putting your kid to bed, and it sat for like an hour, and it really wasn't all that great and didn't hit the spot like you thought it would when you ordered it 2 hours ago.
What are we doing?
You know what I mean? Burrito, pay later. Concert tickets to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll, pay later. Don't pay the whole thing right now. Why in God's name would you want to go see Post Malone and Jelly Roll and pay full price?
What are we doing?
Just pay like 25% now and figure out the rest in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Water bill split into 4 payments. Klarna. You know, hey, shoes you want? Klarna. Bill that's due? Gym membership? Put it all on Klarna. Everything's now on 4 easy payments, and it makes life that much easier. And so the issue is the whole eat now, pay later situation has blown up back in their faces. A few months ago, this was the story, okay? Eat now, pay later? DoorDash Klarna deal fuels concerns around loans for takeout. The food delivery app and the installment lender say that they're offering a flexible alternative to high-interest credit cards. Some social media users and advocates see it as a sign of hard times.
What are we doing?
It's a sign of hard times when you're financing a dozen chicken wings from Wingstop.
What are we doing?
We've hit the end time, folks. It's not the hard times, it's the end times when you are putting your dinner, your experiences, your concert tickets, your water bill, when you are putting everything on Klarna, because Lord knows the credit card companies aren't fucking with you anymore. You fucked up your credit card history like 5-10 years ago. So now that these new forms of credit cards are out, aka Klarna, PayPal, Pay Later, Lendio, all these places that'll give you 4 easy payments over the next 4 weeks, that's all you got. And so we're putting everything on it. It's not a sign of the hard times. It's a sign of the end times.
What are we doing?
A Klarna spokesperson acknowledged the online pushback, but said any form of borrowing for food purchases is potentially concerning, depending on the circumstances. So even the people at Klarna, even the top dogs, the CEO, the CFO, the board of advisors, they all know it's bullshit. They all understand that this is a terrible idea. And if you, as a person, have to sit there at home on your couch that you most likely didn't pay for in full and are also potentially still paying off, you're sitting on a couch that you don't own yet, you're contemplating whether or not you have enough money to get through the rest of the week, and whether or not that maybe the DoorDash you're ordering for dinner, should I pay the whole thing? Should I buy those tickets? Maybe I can't actually afford it. They know it's a bad thing. But hey, they're in it to make money too, so why not do it? The issue is Klarna's losing money left and right, so I don't understand how they're actually making any.
What are we doing?
It's just like the Honey situation. A company that gives you money is inevitably a failing company. The fact that Klarna assumed that you would eventually pay or have the money in your account, because I'm going to take a wild guess here. I don't use Klarna, okay? I can afford my DoorDash. We're balling over here in this house, you know what I mean? So, listen, but I would imagine the payments are automatic based on the credit or debit card you also have attached to your DoorDash account. So when they go into your checking account and it's not there, they're not getting their payments. Shout out to you guys.
What are we doing?
Still, many people make a rational decision to use buy now, pay later service to help manage their money, the spokesperson said, adding that the new feature would be available only for DoorDash purchases that are at least $35, a few dollars more than the platform's average order as of last March. Whenever high-cost credit cards are accepted, consumers should be able to choose a zero-interest credit product instead, like Klarna, you know what I mean? So not only are they forcing you to upgrade your $17 burrito that's already way more than it should be at cost, they're forcing you to now put at least another $17 to make your total cart 35 cents. Hey, get another burrito.
What are we doing?
Get 2, because you're only going to pay for the cost of like half. You know what I mean? If you get 2 burritos with Klarna, you're only paying for like half of one anyway. So why not get 2, hit $35 in that cart, and boy, split that bad boy into 4. You know what I mean? So naturally, as now, here we are, fast forward a few months later, the average American has racked up anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 in debt to DoorDash.
What are we doing?
Thanks to Klarna. And as it turns out, in a shocking plot twist that even James Gunn couldn't write into a superhero movie, plot twist, no one's paying their Klarna bills. So the company's now doubled in losses. And the article from the Financial Times states Klarna's losses widen after more consumers fail to repay loans. Buy now, pay later groups' weaker results come as a concerns rise about the financial health of U.S. consumers.
What are we doing?
So now, of course, if we ask Klarna how they're doing, They're just like, hey, we're chilling. We're good. We've got 100 million users. According to Klarna, now I'm sure these numbers are a little inflated, but according to Klarna, they have 100 million users on the app, meaning someone's bound to get hungry, okay? Someone's bound to get hungry and someone's bound to need some financing. So they're good. They think eventually it'll all subside. Everyone will have some money again eventually, and boom, they'll get their payments, and then they'll be, like back in the black.
What are we doing?
The funniest part about the whole thing, okay, and this is like, how embarrassing. This is how embarrassing the situation is. Because as a CEO, you now have to go in front of your board and tell them why you're losing $100 million this quarter, how you're going to fix it, if you can, probably not, but, they'll come up with a bullshit excuse, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, the CEO has to go in front of the board and tell them why this is happening, what's happening, and how they're allegedly going to fix it. How embarrassing. So he didn't even go.
What are we doing?
In some weird Black Mirror AI type shit, the CEO of the company, okay? The CEO of the company at Monday's earnings meeting via an AI-generated avatar of the CEO says that they are not only betting heavily on artificial intelligence, said that artificial intelligence helps them cut cost. So the fact that the CEO used his own AI avatar to not only tell the board, hey, we're losing $100 million and I'm too embarrassed to tell you face to face. By the way, we're going all in on AI, just like every other company on the goddamn planet. And that'll probably save us cost. So essentially, you don't need me.
What are we doing?
The CEO. Wait a minute. The CEO just basically told the board of advisors, hey guys, you don't need me. Here's an AI avatar that you only need to pay $20 a month for.
What are we doing?
All you guys got to do is keep this 11 Labs OpenAI subscription for like $20 a month, and you'll have an avatar version of me, your current CEO, and then boom, you can fire me and save millions of dollars a year on what was my salary.
What are we doing?
Can you imagine if the board of advisors were to vote? At any company, I mean, we're not just talking about Klarna anymore. At any company, the board of advisors moves to remove the actual physical human being of a CEO, eliminating their multi-million-dollar salary, all of the money they need to pay for their healthcare plan, the office space, the traveling. Most CEOs at companies as big as Klarna, who are upwards of losing $100 million a month, are flying on private jets and have expenditures that are nowhere near the realm of possibility, like Colin, like Amalfi Jets Colin, who is now, he gives his employees, like each employee, a $250 Starbucks fucking allowance every week.
What are we doing?
Employees at Amalfi Jets have a $250 Starbucks allowance a week. So, you know what I mean? Like, take that for what it is. So if we just get rid of the CEO, we get rid of that person and all of the benefits and expenditures and money that we spend as a company, that we're losing as a company altogether, and just sign up for a $20 a month, here's an AI avatar to do it for you subscription. Well, by God, that's an instant $1 billion a year every single company could save. Bye, CEOs.
What are we doing?
We're replacing you, because if you're going to show up to the meeting with an AI avatar, why not just show up on a daily basis with the AI avatar? Inject it into some AI agents, only need to spend $200 a month for those, thanks to, Gemini. We'll get to it in a minute. And so now you're only spending $200 a month, whereas you were spending $2 million a month with him in place, baby.
What are we doing?
So thank you to the CEO of Klarna, who pretty much gave his board of directors the idea to replace him with an AI avatar, for showing up to the meeting with his AI avatar because he was too embarrassed to tell them that they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars a month. And so if you can't afford a panini, don't feel bad, because no one can.
What are we doing?
And to wrap it up, listen, it's not just Klarna. It's not just Klarna. Most U.S. consumer debt in the last 90 days, I'm talking credit cards, student loans, auto loans, mortgages, the amount of debt that has been unpaid in just the last 90 days, not the last 7 years, the last 90 days in this country, records, numbers through the roof.
What are we doing?
They're hovering around, if not exceeding, the same numbers of those same debts that have not been paid that were of the numbers of 2008 and the years 2010, aka when the economy crashed.
What are we doing?
So take that for what it is. And hey, listen, people were saying, listen, who would have thought? Who would have thought Klarna is losing money at an unprecedented rate? And by the way, if you can still do it, get on DoorDash and do it. Get on DoorDash, give Klarna some fake credentials or something like a debit card or a credit card that doesn't have any money on it, and get as much money out of Klarna as you can, because they're most likely, Klarna's going bankrupt.
What are we doing?
Like, if they're losing $136 million, and by the way, that's most likely not their money, they're probably funded by VCs and investors and other people, that they're probably going to file for bankruptcy rather soon, meaning that you most likely, I don't know how it works, you probably don't need to pay it back. Go run up your Klarna bill, baby.
What are we doing?
Because they're most likely not going to exist by the end of this year. That's the prediction, not financial advice. Don't listen to me. I'm just a podcaster, okay? We're nowhere near the new regime like CNN thinks we are, okay? Shout out to Tim Dillon. But that's where we're at.